All right, so the first time I came here, I told a story about my dysfunctional brother. And when I found out the theme for tonight, the hardest part was choosing which time to tell about that I got the shit beat out of me. So this was on the first gathering of my first band that actually did anything. I was with my guitarist, who was younger than I was, and a little bit of a wild card, but he was a good kid, sort of. He played guitar really well. So after school, we decided, let's get together, let's try to put together a song. You learn it on guitar, I'll learn to sing it and play on harmonica. We'll see how it goes. And if it goes well, then we'll grab a bassist and a drummer and go from there. So we were learning I Want You Back, Jackson 5. Great song. Like 4 people like that song, I know. My brother was home, and at that time, pretty much if he was home, he was angry about something. And we decided, okay, we printed out the lyrics and the chord progression and everything. We were going to go down into the basement and work it out. My brother had just figured something else out and was yelling a bunch of obscenities and whatnot and throwing shit downstairs, and our paths just kind of happened to cross on the stairs. And so he's running up the stairs and he pushes me aside, which is nothing new. We just kind of glance off, keep on walking, and I kind of turn around and I see him push my guitarist aside, and I was like, you don't even know him. So I kind of muttered under my breath, excuse you, kept walking. And this is when in my brain everything kind of starts to slow down and get a lot more dramatic. And he reaches the top of the stairs and turns around and says, "What'd you say?" And I said, "Excuse you." And he comes running down the stairs, and I think, oh shit. Rewind a little bit. These are the kind of scraps that are not your average sibling scraps. The one before this resulted in 3 broken ribs, a bruised kidney, and a broken nose, several holes in my wall, and me with 2 hands around my neck, spitting blood into my brother's face, saying, "Fuck you," and I was okay with those being my last words. Luckily, friend intervened. So when he comes running down the stairs, all wild-eyed and crazy and angry, it's not like we're going to yell at each other. This is about to get physical. So he gets down to the bottom of the stairs, and I turn to face him, and once. It's way too hard, sorry. Took it to the side of the head and kind of looked over at my guitarist, and my guitarist looks at me like, is this happening? And then twice. It was too soft. And I looked at my brother. I said, "Are we really going to do this right now? We've got company." And then again. That was a little bit better. So 3 times I get hit in the side of the face, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're fighting now. And my brother wasn't ever really good at hitting. It was more about quantity than quality. And so then my mother comes around the corner responding to the commotion, and my brother turns around and faces her, and I'm like, okay, well, I love my mother. And I wasn't gonna let my brother get all wild and crazy and do anything to my mother, so I shook her hold. And I had my brother's neck around me, and he tried to flip me off. It was like some kind of sick Family Feud rodeo. And so then face down in front of the front door, I'm choking my brother out, and then, I know it's really messed up to laugh at. And then my dad comes around the corner, he's a bigger guy, plops down on top of me. And then my mom comes and plops down on top of him, and my brother's screaming, "I can't breathe," and I'm screaming, "Shut up." And my mother turns to this poor kid who's just watching, and she says, "Garrett, honey, would you mind grabbing the phone and calling the police?" And so he kind of looks around, runs and grabs the phone, calls the police. A couple minutes later, the cop shows up, and I remember him walking in and saying, "How you guys doing?" And I said, I'm fucking peachy, how are you? And so my father explains my son is out of control and he's struggled with mental illness, he's off his medication, and we're having some trouble. Cop comes down and grabs my wrist, says, all right, son, let go. I said, no, one more, this one. And he laughs and he's like, oh, I didn't see there was another one. Yeah, it's really funny, isn't it? So, long story short, dog pile disperses. My brother gets walked out in cuffs. He's hospitalized again. And I'm sitting there with a bag of frozen peas over my eye with my guitarist. And I sitting there kind of out of breath. And he's a little white in the face. And I turn to him and say, hey, man, welcome to the Lewis family.